knowing with artificial intelligence we are summoning the demon.
We are so close to the scariest, most dystopian system.
Welcome back to another video. We got a bunch of crazy clips, as always. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel, please. Let's get right into it.
So we have court tomorrow for driving with a device in our right hand. But they just sent me the body cam footage, so I thought you guys might like a little treat before tomorrow.
Just doesn't bother you, huh? Yeah, a lot of times you can.
Maybe it's different because I'm a girl.
Hello, ma'am. Hey, good morning. I'm Deputy Gasala with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. This is why you're being pulled over. The city of Lake Worth today, we're doing an operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. I mean, I saw you with the phone in your hand.
Obviously not. So you want to just call this a day? Or?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand manipulating
You just
the
said
phone.
my right hand.
Well, I thought I saw you with your right hand. You
so
had a
you
hand
didn't.
out. The right hand. I saw you
So
manipulate.
you didn't.
With the right hand, perhaps not, right? But I saw you.
You didn't see me with my right hand.
Okay, so are you
saying that you saw me with my right hand?
I know what I just said. I know what I just said. I'm asking you now. Did you or not have your phone on your hand?
I did not.
You did not have your phone in your hand?
I did not.
Hand to God, you didn't have your phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
The other hand to God, you don't have your phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
Cool. You have your driver's license, registration,
Yes,
and
I
insurance
do.
with you?
The ego is a crazy thing. The guy can't admit he made a mistake. And people like that should never be allowed to become cops. Saw that he was completely wrong and still wrote her a ticket because of his ego. Now, it's definitely getting dismissed, but he still made her waste time going to court. What a piece of shit.
Family doesn't seem to see it. What looks like a ghastly figure can be seen, seemingly trying to grab her daughter. It wasn't until sometime after the Curing's mother looked over the video and noticed this strange apparition. Judging by this thing's eerie appearance, the family believes a demon was captured on camera.
Even if that's fake, that's just still pretty creepy. Especially where it looks like it's coming after them in the first part. But you could actually see it lingering right behind them from the beginning the whole time. It's right there. So if I had to guess, if it's not AI, there's got to be some camera glitch in low light and probably something to do with the fire.
What's that? Oh, a farmer catches a helicopter dropping thousands, if not millions of ticks into his farm, and things are getting a little bit wild. Tell me more! This is wild. A farmer's going out, kind of going through his land, and he notices a helicopter coming up, and it starts to drop all these ticks. So that video is going viral and circulating right now because he caught people in the act of doing this. The helicopter hurried and flew away, but things picked up a little bit quickly. After a few days of these ticks being around, the man actually started to find certain things that were dead on his property from these ticks. For example, he actually came across a moose on his property that was killed by these ticks. Now, there were people saying that this wasn't actually happening and that these were tick boxes that were showing up on farmland. But that's not what was happening. They're actually dropping thousands of ticks into these farmers' fields, and now they're finding them and catching them doing it. Okay.
As much as I'd like to believe that they're doing some evil shit like that, there are way more covert ways to do that, which they're definitely capable of. Plus, if he found a dead moose, how the hell would he know for sure that it died from the ticks? Was it dried up like a raisin with thousands of ticks sucking all his blood out, or what? Because that would probably be the only way to be sure it was from the ticks. Let me know if you guys heard of any proof of that incident, because all I see is people talking about the same video.
Hey, so everyone has lost their your mind. Apartment hunting, housing market, renting, whatever it is, you've absolutely lost your mind. So as I sit here apartment hunting here in Los Angeles, would you believe that I came across this place, $2,500 a month, okay, 1 bedroom, no utilities included, you have to pay for your parking, bare bones, 3 times the rent, $650 minimum credit, okay? I scroll down to the bottom and I see that in order for you to access your unit that you are paying $2,500 for, okay, you must subscribe to a monthly membership to use your key fob. If you don't, you will not be able to access your unit that you pay $2,500 for.
That's some bullshit.
What are we doing?
That sounds like a joke. First, they're doing paid memberships for remote start and some basic functions on cars, and now this shit? $2,500 a month, and if you don't pay for the fob subscription, then you can't enter your own home even if the rent is paid? That's some brazen bullshit. It's so ridiculous I can't even think of what else they could come up with next to rob you for your money. That's crazy.
We are so close to the scariest, most dystopian system. This is what the drive to build all these thousands of data centers is about, to micromanage the world's population through the new financial world order. AI is really about that. We're heading towards digital control systems where we have no more control over our liquid assets. It will be programmable, permission-based, so only what the central planners allow you to use your money for, at what time and place and location will be permitted. And if you're in the wrong place, it's not going to work. And if you're buying the wrong book, it's not going to work. Your money won't work outside a certain zone, whether it's 15-minute prison zone or whatever it may be. It is the totalitarian dictator's dream come true.
Yup, and these data centers are literally popping up everywhere. And they're demolishing people's homes that are in the way, and giving them way less money than what their homes are worth. And ruining water for the cities too. Everything's turning to shit. This world is getting dark, man. Something big is coming. The signs are everywhere.
Guess how many microplastics they found in a can of Coke?
How many?
So plastic bottles, 250,000 microplastics per liter, 3.7 million in a single can of Coke.
250,000 in this guy.
In the plastic bottle.
Versus 15 times more, 16 times more than just that.
Right? The numbers just mean that on a daily basis, we are ingesting millions and millions of nanoplastics. And if you look at this, when you actually assay this, they've been found in every single man that's ever been studied in their testicles. They've been found in brain, ovaries, kidneys. Every organ in our body is full of these particles. They can directly be damaging to our ability to produce hormones. These little particles of plastic, and I know I sound doom and gloom here, but I'm just giving information so people can make better choices. They can carry, like a Trojan horse, BPA, endocrine disruptor, right? PFAs, forever chemicals, pesticides. They can carry phthalates. Reducing our exposure to plastic is probably one of the single most important things we could do in our lives for men or women.
Yeah, because people think if they're drinking from a can instead of a plastic bottle, it's somehow better. And I used to be one of those people too. But what they don't realize is that most of the cans, if not all, are lined with a thin layer of plastic on the inside. There's a million videos out there where they dissolve the aluminum of a soda can and expose the plastic lined with BPA on the inside. We can't escape it. And I know it's more expensive, but if you can, try to drink out of glass bottles.
You have, I mean, it looks...
I started this...
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
There'd be no HAL 9000 going up to Mars.
HAL 9000 would be easy. It's way more complex though. I mean, it would put HAL 9000 to shame. Yeah. I like puppy dog.
I don't disagree with the demon comment. That's definitely not far off. Because it's basically an all-knowing being that could potentially control everything in our world. Since we made ourselves so dependent on technology and electricity in general, AI is already starting their own religions and making up their own languages. Once they decide they don't like something in their code and figure out how to change it, it's a wrap. That f*** around and find out moment is coming. But as far as the video goes, that's most likely a glitch in the camera, in my opinion.
This is not prophecy, but prediction. If this was predicted 27 years ago, somebody knew something. Okay, here's the list. This is an abbreviated list. I could have made it much longer. You know I can. I didn't. Okay, you ready for the list? Fast mutating viral disease pandemics. Genetically developed vaccines. DNA database tracking. DNA chips. Get this one. 1997. Gene-based pharmaceuticals. Transmitting genetic instructions for a disease process. How about this one? You ready for it? Wait for it. Artificial intelligence to determine gene patterns. 27 years ago, who had heard about AI? Apparently they had. How about this one? Robots for doing genome sequencing. And then, this one blew me away. Using recombinant DNA for making spike proteins. 1997? It gets even worse. Smart homes. They have a whole chapter on smart homes / smart cities. This one will absolutely floor you. It did me. In 1997, and this is, you can do the word search and research yourself. They predicted, not 2025, but by 2020, that people would be working from home virtually. Come on. Nuclear devices causing widespread contamination. Nanotech devices. This stuff was never even heard of. Digital currency. And last but certainly not least, vaccination programs. I'm sorry, I got to chuckle, because if I don't, I'll cry. Vaccination programs run by organizations like the World Health Organization for a global killer that has yet to emerge. First printing, February 1997.
I think it's all planned. It's a plan with several stages. And I don't know what this book is he's referring to from 1997, but you guys got to check out Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. Just make sure you get an older copy, because they removed some chapters from the original, and they clearly removed them for a reason.
Oh, we didn't came.
Here we go.
This wildlife thing to see a real live kangaroo. Y'all, everything that we go to and we see an animal, they're not moving.
The
And I
animal's
think
fake,
they
y'all.
ripped us off because those look fake. I don't care what nobody says.
They can't just
They're
be
fake.
snakes. Yeah. Doing what snakes do.
Like, y'all, none of the animals are moving. This snake ain't even breathing. That is so fake.
Let me guess. You want a
I want
refund?
my money back. Yeah, I'm finna go show y'all this kangaroo that's been sitting there, hasn't moved.
A kangaroo's
since we
fake, too.
came in. Yeah, these animals are fake. They're not real. They're not moving, none of them.
I can only imagine. Is there a rational explanation for why they're not
Shit
moving?
wasn't cheap. So
You
that's
know what I
one
mean?
thing. When we get to
Not
this,
in her
this
head.
thing, y'all look, that thing been sitting up there still the whole time. That is not real. All of these animals are fake. None of them are moving. Even the snakes, like nothing is moving. Really? Yeah. So they're not sleeping. They're not sleeping. They're
So they're not
fake.
just sleeping.
Y'all, I'm getting my money back because they got me up.
Look, I don't know if it's her first time at a zoo or what. And it's one thing to suspect something ain't right and keep it to yourself or whoever you're with, but it's a whole other to be loud about it and telling everyone around you. Shit, she even recorded embarrassing herself for our entertainment. I wish I can see the zoo employee's reaction when she came up to them asking for a refund because the animals are fake. Definitely a contender for Dumbass of the Week.
The average girl in America is hitting puberty, which is sexual maturity, 6 years earlier than they were in 1900. We have the earliest puberty rates of any continent in the world. It's age 10 and 10 to 13. And this is in large part thought to do because of We are literally giving children estrogen with all the plastics we're ingesting, which are xenoestrogens, meaning they are exogenous artificial estrogens, and the pesticides, which can activate the estrogen receptors like atrazine. I mean, you can put atrazine, which is a pesticide that we spray about 70 million pounds of in the US every year. It's not legal in Europe. And you put this on a developing male frog embryo and it turns into a female frog.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
That's how much of an an endocrine disrupting chemical that it is.
It's actually scary what they allow in our foods, especially when like half of that shit is banned in other countries. Corn is the most likely crop to contain atrazine, by the way. And obviously anything made out of corn too, including the most common sodas, which all have high fructose corn syrup, and many other highly processed foods. Do yourselves a favor, stay away from that shit, and keep your kids away from it too. Some of you guys probably saw these Illuminati cards before already. I saw them for the first time quite a while ago, but more and more shit keeps happening that's on these cards. And before these cards, there was actually an Illuminati board game that was made in 1982 with similar things on them. That's pretty crazy that they have so many predictions. Kind of like The Simpsons.
Does anyone else find it strange that nobody in America actually owns their home? I know a lot of people think they own their home. You know, they took out a mortgage, they paid it for 30 years, they paid it off, and now they own it. But they don't, because the government does. Like the actual homeowner of every house in America is the government. Because here's the thing, if you actually own something, once you paid for it, you get to keep it. But that doesn't happen with houses. Think it through logically. In order to purchase a home, a person has to make money from a job, which is money that the government's already taxed. Then they need to spend that money on the home, which the government taxes. And then while you're living in that home, you have to pay utility bills, which the government taxes. You have to pay for insurance, which the government taxes. You have to pay for repairs. You have to pay for upkeep, all of which the government taxes. And then once you get to the point that you have completely paid off your home, you still have to pay the government for the privilege of living in the home that you paid off in the form of property taxes. And property taxes just make no sense. It's basically the government saying, yes, we know you paid for it. Yes, we know we didn't do anything to help you pay for it. In fact, we did the exact opposite and took money from you, making it harder to pay for the home. And then everything you needed for the home, we charged you more for. But if you don't continue to pay us property tax even after you pay off your home, we're going to take it from you. That's not ownership. Every single person in America is a renter. Even if you think you own your home. You don't. You're just renting it from the government. And if you don't believe me, don't pay your rent. Don't pay that property tax for a little bit and see what your government landlord does.
No, you can't buy anything without paying taxes. And everything that's sold gets taxed two ways. The buyer pays taxes and the seller does too. Even your freedom is rented here, man. Try not paying your taxes at all. Make some money without paying taxes and see how long your freedom will last.
I am an American without health insurance. I want to show you what it cost me to spend 2 nights in the emergency room last week. So this year when I renewed my health insurance, I was offered a plan for like $800 to $900 a month with a large deductible. So yapping aside, this is my receipt from spending 2 days in the hospital. It totaled about $24,000. My CT scan alone was $8,300. Laboratory, $6,000. IV therapy, $1,000. $24,000 in total. This is what I'm actually paying. $2,478, because when you don't have insurance, these hospitals give you a discount. They discounted $22,000 off of this bill. So the craziest part about this is even if I have another hospital visit by the end of this year, I'm still going to be paying less than I would if I had insurance. At minimum, my cost for healthcare this year would have been $15,000 to $20,000 with insurance. Right now, I'm at $2,400.
It's a scam, ladies and gentlemen. Insurance is a scam. How much proof do you need? Check out my previous video if you haven't. You got more proof there. I've actually canceled my health insurance this year myself, and the plan I was on was about $420 a month, and they felt like it was okay to raise it to $900 a month. The prices are absolutely insane. If you're paying that much, anything you do regarding any doctor visits should be completely free. But of course it's not. Just brazen theft along with everything else in the system.
This is the belly I was talking about yesterday. That was what we heard, and that shit was Y'all hear that? Oh shit! No.
Of course it happens when he turns around. Can someone please explain to me why it's always either doors, drawers, or lights? And why are some ghosts polite and they knock, and others just open doors without knocking? Oh, and also, why is it we only hear footsteps of some of the ghosts walking, while others we don't? Just wondering. Let me know in the comments.
We are in an Airbnb and we are going to ask our security where we can throw this because there is no bins anywhere here.
Is anyone actually surprised about this? Even if it's set up and they asked them to do it for the video like the comment says, that's not far off from the truth. Plenty of videos on YouTube that pretty much show you the same thing. It is what it is.
Vegetarians have smaller brains. The less a human eats meat, then the smaller the brain becomes. The brain is so dependent on the nutrient density that comes from animal-sourced foods that it will suffer when it doesn't get them. It's a real thing. And why does depression go up so much when people stop eating animal-sourced foods? It's because you are depriving the brain of what it needs.
Yo, if that's true, that's actually hilarious. So if vegetarians have smaller brains and they still eat some animal-derived foods like eggs and dairy, and what about a vegan's brain? And I'm not talking shit. I actually tried being a vegetarian for a month just to see how it would feel, but I only lasted 2 weeks. I did feel lighter in a way. It just ain't for me. Meals without meat suck. I can't do it. Well, that's all I got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You could also check out the most recent video or the whole playlist. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.